I'm Spectrumdominus, and welcome to episode 2 of Above and Below Disney Animated Movie List. You can check out other previous episodes by clicking on the link in the description below. Today, we will be ranking Cinderella. I watched Cinderella off screen, as I do with all the movies, between the previous episode and now, and I have to say that, like with Snow White, I was surprised with the movie. I did not. I'm going to go on a tangent a little bit here, and I'm going to try to keep this episode short, but in the 90s, we got Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, and Little Mermaid, not in that order. And those four movies changed Disney as we know them today. And they are what made me start loving Disney movies. I was, back then, I was still a kid. And anything before that, I didn't really, they were okay, but I didn't really love. So my love of Disney movies came from that. So anytime I think of this older stuff, unless it's one of those really significant ones like Jungle Book or Robin Hood, things I did connect to, I thought of them as not watchable. And I am extremely surprised with this movie. Not only was this movie watchable, the graphics were great. The songs still need work. The best of their songs are still very short and without content, and it's something they improve on over the years. But as far as characters go, I did not realize how good Disney was from making characters just from the get-go. I was said in the previous episode how surprised I were by some of the dwarves, namely Bashful, Doc, and Sneezy, which I did not think had any personality at all until I rewatched the movie, and especially Bashful. I'm a huge Bashful fan now. Just like with this, I came up and there were a few characters that really surprised me that I had no clue about. Now, before I rank this, we're going to go over to the other two lists that we're doing alongside the Disney movie. And the first one is Disney songs. If you look, here's a list of the songs now. This includes the Cinderella and the Snow White song. So, A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes is the best song so far. It's the only one that is a decent size song. It has content in it. It's mushy. I'm not all for that type of a Disney song. Usually, I'm more of a hi ho or bibbidi bobbidi boo, something with a rhythm. There will be a lot of songs that are higher than A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes. But of the songs in the first two movies that I've watched, that is definitely the best song. You can see by the next four songs, 6 songs I have listed. Hi Ho, the Dwarf Washing song, the Yodel song, the silly song it's called, Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo, Whistle While You Work, even the Work song. Those are all those upbeat songs that I like. Unfortunately, none of them have any content to them. They literally sing the chorus, then play some music, then sing the chorus. There's no content in the song. So I couldn't justify not putting A Dream You Wish Can Heart Take is a Wish Your Heart Makes. That's a long title. I couldn't justify not putting it first because it is a better song, and I do like it more because there is more to it. But of this, I expect all these songs to be fairly low once we start getting more modern Disney animated songs. It has to be songs from the. So I just wanted to put that list in there. A couple of the main title and Sweet Nightingale are real low, down with a smile and a song, and I'm Wishing. Then the Work song is the bottom of the fun stuff. Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo, which is the song it's known for from a fun aspect. It gets above Whistle While You Work, but not quite as much as the other three for Snow White. So I would say Snow White is a better song movie. They had more of those silly songs in it that gave me something, but the animation was a little better in Cinderella, and the overall story was much better. Then we have the character list. And you see from this, King Charming, that's Prince Charming's father, got even under the prince in this. Then we got the two sisters. I didn't like them, and not from the standpoint of I didn't like them. They were bad because if you look, Lady Tremaine was bad too, and she got up pretty high. I just I understood their point and they're important there. I just every time they're on screen, I wanted the movie to move along. I didn't care. Grand Duke was kind of funny in his bumbling "I told you so, sir" way. Major is the horse. He didn't have much to do, but his little interactions were cool and funnier than necessarily the Grand Duke. So he got in there. Bruno was the dog who had more and a bigger piece, chasing around. Uh, Chasing around Lucifer was really cool. I liked that. Um, Not rank Lucifer. I'll do that right now, guys. The Lady Tremaine. When I got stuck here right around Evil Queen Lady Tremaine, my brain told me I had to put Evil Queen higher. But the more I thought about it, Lady Tremaine was in more of the movie. She was more conniving. She's more the evil I like. Um, Less send the huntsman to do my job. Oh, that didn't work. I'll do it myself, but I'll take a disguise and then fall off a cliff. It was more, yes, you can go, but first you got to finish your stuff. Oh, you finished your stuff? Well, look at these beads. Oh, you took care of it? Okay. Here comes the guy. Let me trip that. All very much more conniving. Walk upstairs and realize something goes on and lock her in a room. Much more conniving. I like Lady Tremaine better than the Evil Queen, and I would have never guessed that having seen before seeing the movie. And then, of course, the top two for me were Gus, the little roly poly new mouse that got the yellow shirt, and then Jack, kind of the leader of the mice. Jack was awesome. Jack was dopey, grumpy level awesome. Gus a little less than that. I could see why someone might like Gus better with his bumbling. I keep dropping the seeds, and now Lucifer is going to chase me, but I don't know it. And Jack having to save him the whole time. That's why I like Jack. Smart mouse, intuitive, trying to figure it out, knowing the ropes. Gus bumbling idiot had comedic value, but I kind of like Jack better. So I'm gonna real quickly. I'm gonna find Lucifer and pull out because I can't believe I didn't her out. I guess. It does say several times calling her the cat Your Highness. I don't know if Cinderella ever calls her princess or prince or something like that to give you an idea if it's a female. Uh, my guess because of sister and stepsisters that it's a female, but then Lucifer is kind of a male name. I don't really didn't really think to look into whether or not. Oh, I dragging this. There it is. All right, so let's rank Lucifer real quick. Even though I'm not supposed to be doing these on stream, this will be the one time. Well, not. I could make the same mistake again. So we'll see. And Lucifer is better than King Charming, who's useless. So is the Prince is useless. At least Lucifer drove certain aspects of the story forward, especially considering. You know who else I didn't do? I didn't do Cinderella. I didn't do Cinderella. How could I not do the main character? I liked the Sip Sisters better than the useless Happy. Grand Duke. I like seeing him more than Grand Duke. When he was on screen, it meant Gus and Jack was on screen. It probably, even though I have to say that it drove that whole mouse story, and it gave Bruno something to do, and I like Bruno better than here. So yeah, I definitely liked him better than Major as well. Um, no White. This is where we start to get to the characters I like. This is right now is where there's a certain divide. Everything I care about. This is where I start caring about the characters. I like Lucifer for it better than Sleepy. Sleepy didn't have much. Just had characterization with his sleep. Did I like Lucifer and what he created better than Bruno chasing him? Magic Mirror is one that depresses me because I think of the Magic Mirror as such a cool character, and when I get down to it, he wasn't anything in that. It was terrible. This is as low as I could push him. I like him from a concept. Lucifer was better every time on screen. Give Lucifer over Sneezy, too. But I can't give him over the Evil Queen. Evil Queen, I like the Evil Queen better. That's about where Lucifer. All right, that makes sense. Now let me real quick see if there's a Cinderella. No, there isn't. Boy, I'm really bad at this. I thought I took care of all this beforehand. And this is what you're going to get. This is what you're going to get in the Disney animated movie list. You're going to get this extra information that won't happen in any other movie list. We're not going to be ranking superheroes by the superhero movie list. We're not going to be ranking songs in the Charming. I didn't Charming either. What's wrong with? I think I went through to check to see if they were on the list already, if I had added them before, if I needed to add them, and added them before. That's exactly what. The ones that were already part of the list and I didn't have to add didn't automatically pop up, and I forgot to go back. Pop up. My bad, guys. There we go. So first we have Cinderella. Now, Cinderella is a character that I always wrote off as useless. I lumped her with Snow White and Aurora, not having remembered anything about the movie. Cinderella is much better of a character than Snow White. I don't know about Aurora. I'm assuming better of a character than Aurora. I did not realize how much I liked Cinderella. So she's going to be a lot higher than I assumed she would be. So she's better than Charming, better than the Prince, better than Anastasia or Giselle. Happy. Grand Duke. Better than Major. Snow White. Like her better than Sleepy. Now I'm going to have to slow down a little. I like her better than Bruno. Definitely like her better than the Magic Mirror as well. I prefer her to Lucifer. Now, see, I think of Snow White and I think of her talking to the animals and the animals just understanding and it not really making sense. I didn't care for how that worked out, and the animals helped her for no reason, even though they had reason to, because Cinderella's interaction with the animals seemed to make sense, getting up and feeding them, and that been together for a long time. They explained it by catching another mouse and her freeing the mouse and having the mouse explain, "We love Cinderella." And I just liked it better. I liked her temperament when the sisters were yelling at her to come bring breakfast, and she's just like, "Wait a second, I'm working on it. Deal with it," and putting plates on her head. And she was just a cool character. Didn't try not to let life frazzle her until she had something to look forward to, and then it was taken away, and then she broke down, and it was so well done, so well developed. I just liked Cinderella even more so than the Queen. I really did like Lady. I'm going to stop it here. Right there. Prince Charming was better of the two princes. He had a little bit to him, better than his father, and he was better than Prince Charming. He, I almost feel like I would have been happier if he went. He sat there bored. He was talked about at the beginning of the movie. Sat there bored during the introduction of all the women. Finally walked straight back to Cinderella because he saw her across the room in a ridiculous Disney sort of way, knew that that was the girl, even though she had her back turned to her. So really, you could say all he liked was that she had a really nice dress and blonde hair. He couldn't tell what she looked like. Found that weird. But then they danced all night. She ran away, and he said, "I will marry no one but her. Go find her." And it was very prince-like in that. I didn't really like that. Um, but at least he was there more than the prince from Snow White. So better than the sisters, just because I really don't care about the sisters. I don't care about him much. Happy was useless, but I like the Grand Duke better. Grand Duke was comedic. He did the search. Whole end part with him falling asleep and being tired. Yeah, I like the Grand Duke better than Prince. That's where he ends. So there's my list. I don't want to see. Cinderella wouldn't have been higher than Doc or Gus. So okay, so she landed in the right place. I'm happy with that. Prince Charming wouldn't have been better higher than, and I'm not really supposed to look. All right, I'm happy with that list. Now, without further ado, let's rank Cinderella. Most of you by now could probably tell where this is going. Cinderella. Here's my problems with Cinderella. I'll give you my whole problems with Cinderella for the moment. The movie was 1 hour and 15 minutes from opening credit to closing credit. That is not a long movie at all. Now, this was a long time ago before movies were 3 hours long, and thus they were doing what would equate to a 2 hour movie now, and I understand that. But considering their first movie was 125 from storybook to closing scene, not counting credits, they already cut off 10 to 15 minutes, almost 20 minutes of what they did in Snow White. They could have given us, let's say, 15 to 20 minutes more. And in that 15 to 20 minutes more, they could have given us what they did with Snow White, the same thing. They opened with a storybook and told us the story. Cinderella and her father and her mother lived happily until her mother died. Father decided to remarry and remarried Lady Tremaine with her two stepdaughters, who was very nice and everything was fine until the father died. And then at that point, she became the evil stepmother, wicked stepmother, I should say, and spent all their money. The place they lived started to go to ruins because she spent all the money. And then it got to the point where they couldn't afford servants anymore, so she made Cinderella become the servant, and that's how the movie opens up. Now, that's not terrible. They jumped us right into the movie, but they only gave us an hour worth of movie. If you're only going to give us an hour worth of movie, that stuff that you gave us in the book was to condense it because you had too much. There's no reason you couldn't have written that out in a 10 to 15 minute segment. That's probably not enough for a 20 minute segment. Fill the movie out a little bit more and give us an actual movie to watch instead of a page of turning books. I'm very against the page of turning books to get us further into the story and take away what is a good part of the story. I love seeing in live action versions where we see the dad and see that he dies. I love seeing Cinderella's love for the dad. I love seeing the hidden deceit behind the eyes of Lady Tremaine, how much she's jealous of Cinderella and how much her dad loves. I love seeing that as part of the character development that we didn't get. You jump into Wicked Stepmother. You jump into Cinderella, who's already over the death of her parents. You don't get the I'm sad and now I'm getting pushed down while I'm sad. So it's I think it's important for character development, and it doesn't exist. That being said, we're not ranking it against anything too amazing at this point. It is a million times better than Saludos Amigos, and it is quite a bit better from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, who had the same faults and not as good of what was good about it. The story itself actually happened in the movie. They just cut off a little chunk. Whereas Snow White, all the story happened in books, and the part they showed was nothing but filler. So Cinderella is going to be over Snow White. That will end our list at this point. And we're going to be given a new movie to watch for next time, for episode 3. So next time we will be reviewing Brave. Now this is one I have never seen. This is what I have been hoping for when I started the list. Make myself watch some of the movies that I ended up missing and never going back to check. So I'm very happy I get to watch Brave now. We'll be ranking this one. I don't know if Brave has music. If it does, and when I say music, I don't mean like background music. I mean songs for me to sing in the car. If it doesn't, then we'll leave that part out, but we will rank the characters and the movie next time. If you like this video, go ahead and click the like button. Click subscribe if you want to know when I have more videos come out. Check in the description for the link to the page for the Above or Below website for this list if you'd like to rank these movies along with me. And comment if you agree or disagree. If you'd like to see a movie added to the list, although there's not many animated Disney movies that aren't on the list. And or if there's a specific topic you'd like to see me make into an Above or Below. Aside from that, until next time, I'm Spectrumdominus, and thanks for watching.